Hey, this is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. Ooh, I am super duper excited about our guest today. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna let you guys kind of drive this one. I already know I'm excited about them, but I want to know and make sure that you guys are excited. Of course, if you're here and you're joining us, give me a thumbs up. At least let YouTube know we are bringing the business and the noise today. Let me see if I got my settings. My settings always set me up, and I gotta work on that. I may be doing some other stuff here. Every time I try to change it, I mess something else up here. So what I want to do is I want to talk about, we got some, okay, so Mark Rodriguez is in the house. Of course, the greatest salesman alive, right, Perry? All right, C Store's in the house. What's up? Yeah, C Story is here. All right, so we're gonna get it wrapped up today. So listen, really quick, while you guys are here, did you guys know that Appsumo has what are they calling it here? They have it is called, I forgot. Oh, it's Plus Day. So Plus Day is here for AppSumo. Just wanted you to know. So if you are a Plus member, they did have some special deals that come up. So I just wanted to drop that for you really quick. I'll put my link there if you guys want to use my link to continue to support the store. I mean, the store to continue to support the channel. That's great. All right, so I'm waiting on my I have two guests today, so waiting on one of them. Is he gonna? I want to make sure. He's coming on camera, or he's just gonna? Is he is he coming on camera? I think he's trying to get his camera set up there. I got all these founders, man. These founders, man, they want to get on the show. I was like, hey, you got to be ready, man. You got to put on makeup, and you got to make sure that you're all ready and all that other stuff. So we want to make sure that they're ready. I'm gonna bring Rahul on first. I think Lawrence is gonna come. I think Lawrence is putting on makeup, right? Got to make sure he looks fancy. So I'm gonna add him. Lawrence, make sure that you get your camera. I think oh, I don't know. He has a question, or he wants me to, all right, so he wants me to hold up. So, what, I guess he wants me to hold up. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Let me set this up for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the AppSumo page really quick, and I'm going to build anticipation. So I want you guys to see what's happening, and they're going to hop on and take a few questions from you guys, and then we're going to go from there. I'll let you know what my experience has been with it as well. So let me pull that up. All right. All right, so I wanted to bring this up really quick while they get ready. Raul, you just let me know if you're ready. Just let me up in the chat and let me know if you're ready to go, and then we'll get it set up. But all right, so this is LaunchPod, this particular tool that came to AppSumo, and here's what I'll say, and I'll just be honest with you. They'll probably hear me. I've told them this before. This has some pretty good voices in it. And I meant to do last night, our live went so long last night that I meant to do some of my voice recording and some of my voice cloning in there. And I didn't get a chance to do that. From what I hear, it's pretty darn good. But the voices they have in there already, if there's one thing that I'll say, uh, they are one of the top notch that I've seen as far as voices. So that is one thing that I will tell you, that the voices I found are, and they're pretty natural. And again, I think since Speech Key has gone, Speech Key was up there, but this one is up there right underneath it. Um, all right, so let me go ahead and add these two to the stage. So let me just tell you what it does really quick. For some reason, um, all right, so for some reason, Lawrence, I don't see your face in the screen. So you may be there, but you may need to check and see if you don't have anything covering your screen there, which could possibly happen. So let me finish telling you about it. So LaunchPod is here. You create audio content with AI powered tools to connect your audience in new ways. Now, what they do is you go into the tool and you says, hey, create me a story of a winter night. And I want to start a chapter book from that. And you can find a voice that narrates for you and all that. And you can punch it into AI, and AI will create the story for you. This is awesome too. So let me go ahead and bring them. Let me add them on to the stage here. I'm going to remove uh, this from the stage. Let me add Lawrence. Lawrence seems to think he's on camera. I don't know why.
Can you not see me on camera? So I look like I'm on camera.
Oh, you look like you're on. Man, what?
I can see myself in your screen.
Really?
Yeah.
We can't see you, and I think it's, as I look at it, it looks like your bandwidth maybe you're having some bandwidth issues. That's really weird. But Lawrence is here. You can't see him, but he's a founder, and Rahul is here. He's a founder. Welcome to the show, guys. Any one of you guys could take the lead and kind of tell us what your idea was in putting together LaunchPod. Welcome to the show, Digital Growth Hacks. My members are here. They may have a few questions for you guys, and we'll take those as we can. So yeah, welcome to Digital Growth Hacks.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. So, like I say, I don't know if you can see me. I don't know if I'll be hidden for the duration, but it looks like I'm here. But we'll see.
He said it looks like I'm here, but we'll see. So this is technology. I don't like going live. That's the reason why I don't. But you're good. Go ahead. You can talk. You're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here to me. But anyway, yeah. So LaunchPod. So LaunchPod was a really strange project for us. We actually decided to try and create an AI podcast, not a tool, not a SaaS application. We wanted to create a podcast using the technology that existed. And we created 1 or 2 episodes. Then we decided actually it's really laborious, it's really hard, it's taking too much time. Rahul stepped in and sort of said he can streamline it a little bit. And then fast forward 3 months and we'd built a SaaS product. We didn't set out to build it. We built it initially for us because, like I said, we wanted to build an AI podcast. And then over time, we started to develop the tech. So we took more in-house and leaned less on existing tech. And that's what we've been doing ever since. We've basically just been building LaunchPod as a passion project up until this point. Something that we all came together to do, and now it's just snowballed into this.
So let me understand it. I think I want to understand it. What I want to understand is you said you started out building an AI podcast first. Is that?
Yeah. Yep. So just basically trying to use text to speech. None of it was our tech. We were basically just using what existed. We were trying to find a text to speech to do it. We were trying to find an editor to do it. We were trying to find, because the idea was we were thinking, let's leverage AI to create a podcast. Like, we don't need to show our faces. We don't need to do this. The tech wasn't great, but we with text to speech, that was okay. And then it got us halfway there, but then we went off on a mad tangent because we were like, we can actually create this better. We can create a better system. We can make it easier to do. And we dropped the podcast idea and became LaunchPod.
Oh, okay. So you started out doing it. So you then said, all right, but then you said you were using a lot of outside text to kind of piece it together to make it. But then you guys did what? You says, you know what? We'll just do it ourselves, or is that? I'm just going to understand. Okay.
Essentially, because the tech that existed wasn't good enough for what we wanted. Text to speech is notoriously bad, and it's getting better. And I heard your comment at the beginning about our voices being, some of the best you've heard, and that's something we've worked really hard on. The problem with text to speech that we saw was, even from a novice point of view, you could tell it was an AI voice.
Yeah,
we've developed a system, or we believe we've developed a system where the voices sound human. They repeat, they make mistakes, they go back on themselves a little bit, exactly like a human would do when it's in the thought process.
Whoa! Let's back up there. Let's stop out. You're saying that's built in inherently into the program? It makes it sound realistic, where a person may repeat something.
Yes,
it does. So and that's what I was. So that's what it does. It does that automatically.
Yes.
Interesting. So here's what I'll say, and I think, did you guys know that? Piri, did you guys know that? Shivet, did you guys know that? Did you know that it's so realistic that it'll repeat itself, or it may do. That's one of the things that I noticed right off the bat. I said, man, the voice on this is unbelievable. So that's something you guys inherently did. You said the tools that were out there. You said, hey, the tools that were out there were kind of they weren't the best. They're very robotic, and what you're going to see here on the screen. Whereas I did your voices, and they sound pretty good, especially the narration. Man, I fell in love with that thing.
Yeah. So that has been our primary focus up until this point. I'll be honest. It was realism, sounding right, sounding human,
Okay.
because the idea with the podcast, we've actually branched into audio now rather than just podcast. It's audio creation.
Sure.
But the idea behind that is it's not engaging if it's not an interesting voice. If
Right.
it's just monotone and reading, and it's no one engages with that content, and there's no point pushing out content that nobody engages with.
That's true.
You're not just ticking a box when you're creating content. It has to be engaging. It has to want people to listen, and with audio, voice is the key behind that.
Yeah. No, so I got that. So Rahul, are you're kind of the technical brains? Are you kind of the technical head? Or tell us a little bit about you and how did you get involved in this project?
Yeah, Jenny. So I take care of technology at LaunchPod and responsible for the back-end technical aspects of this voice creations, podcast creation, and the entire content at LaunchPod. And I'm in it from the day one, actually, when we received this message from Johan that's saying that, hey, let's create a podcast using AI. So we tried doing that. Then, as well as mentioned, we faced those issues. Then we ended up doing our own system that can do the audios and do that much better and more realistically. So,
All right, so
that's,
no, so great. So one of the things you guys comment below, comment in the chat, let me know. Make sure you give us a thumbs up because we're about to get into some real juice here. So let me ask you this. So either one of you two could answer this. Now I asked a question. I don't know if it was to Lawrence or someone on the Appsumo page, but I asked this is I think somebody asked you guys, did you guys actually use ChatGPT? And I think you guys said you kind of didn't. Do you fair to explain that? We don't have to give away any secrets here, but I just kind of want to understand. I don't think you guys are using ChatGPT, or are you using that large language model any at all, or using a combination of them, or do you guys want to get into that, or?
yeah, sure. So, in terms of LLMs, we are using multiple of them, and the beauty of the system is that we don't just stick to any of the LLM at any given point. So, we are right now basically sort of A/B testing different LLMs out there, which we have trained based on a ton of engaging podcasts out there. And right now, we are doing A/B test and to reach at a final LLM. And yeah, the most famous LLMs are one of the choices there, but it's not like one static LLM. So sometimes the way system works is out of your one complete podcast, some of the section might be generated by one, other sections might be generated by other. So yeah, that's
Oh,
how it
so when
goes.
we go and we put in our comment or we put in our prompts, we'll say, hey, create me a podcast talking about LaunchPod, right? So I may just have it do that, and then it's going and it's looking at a couple of different LLMs to give me the output. Is that what's going on, or?
Yeah. So it goes to multiple LLMs and then it analyzes like sort of the output from all of them. Then
Sure.
it picks what it think will be the best and most natural sounding instead of something that straight away shows like it's like something out of an LLM or something. So based on that, it decides sort of dynamically which one to use. So that's how you get these dynamic sections and stuff.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. So I'm gonna ask the 50,000 pound question, right? Everybody's been wanting to know. They've been wanting, and what they seem to think is your deal is kind of structured tight, right? Tighter than the ones we've seen come to Appsumo. And we already know that different companies come to Appsumo for different reasons. I'll start there first, and then we'll talk about the deal a little bit. What were you guys' reason for coming to Appsumo, or what are you expecting to get from Appsumo? you guys can start dropping your questions below that you may have about LaunchPod. But go
So
ahead.
I'll take the Appsumo one. I myself, I'm an Appsumo user.
Okay.
It's
Nice.
kind of scary the amount of products I've bought through Appsumo. I kind of really, it's a what is it? It's a guilty pleasure of mine. Is
Sure.
Appsumo.
Yeah. I think of all of ours, but go ahead.
Yeah. But for me, so Appsumo reached out to us, and I saw the value in it straight away, and we discussed it and we talked about it, because for us, we've not come to make money from Appsumo. We've come to get an audience that care and want to grow the product with us. And this actually leads into the question of cost and the tightness of our packages.
Yeah.
We have structured the pricing right now for longevity, because we're not here for a quick buck. We're not here to make as much money and then disappear. We're here to make the future of audio creation. That's what we're here to do, and we want to do that with you guys. We have taken the product to the point where it's ready to use and it's ready for people to get in, and now we want the Appsumo guys to get on board and help us shape it. Features, the ways they see it working, their use cases. We're having phone calls with as many people as we can. We're booking chats with as many people as we can. We have a Discord channel. And we're just, right now, we're in complete data collection mode. We just want to know what you guys hate, what you guys love, what you guys were expecting, what you guys want to use the platform for. So we're really using Appsumo as our roadmap creator. That's what it's there for.
Okay. So that was one of the things we had a live yesterday, and we were saying that we like it better as Sumo links. You guys can add your questions at any time. Do you guys have any questions? So we like it as Sumo links. We kind of like founders to come to Appsumo with some type of roadmap or some type of vision. But what from what we're learning from you guys is like, hey, we started out, we wanted to be build an AI. Now we're getting the background. He says, hey, we wanted to build an AI podcast, but we didn't like what we saw out there. So we kind of built our own, put in our own voices, kind of using our own LLM kind of language. We're borrowing from the best of them. So you guys got some customization things going on there. And so what we liked is we like founders that come with a roadmap already. So you're basically saying, and I appreciate you just being honest. Hey, listen, we're trying to put together a good roadmap. So what does that mean for those who invest in you today or invest in LaunchPod today? Because what we would like to see, right? I'll let you answer that question, and then I'll give you my second follow-up question to that. So what would be in it for us if we purchased today outside those fabulous voices? Realistic voices.
so firstly, let me go back to one point. We do have a roadmap.
Okay.
We have a vision for where we want to take the product.
Okay.
There's 5 founders involved in LaunchPod,
okay.
and we were very passionate about where we've got to and where we're going. But we all met doing a master's degree in business. That's how this happened.
Okay.
And part of the course in the master's degree was, listening to. It was falling in love with the problem, not the solution. That's what they talk about. They say fall in love with the problem, not the solution. So we're really desperately trying not to fall in love with the solution, because we don't want to build what we want. We want to build what the users want. So we do have a roadmap, and our ideas are visible to you guys, and you can upvote them, downvote them, disregard them for all you want. We know where we want to take it, but what we actually really would value is where the users want to take it. Because I'll be honest, even just from early conversations, a lot of people are using the platform for educational purposes. They're using it to teach their audience rather than just entertain, which is something we had thought about but not deep dived into, because it was just a thought process. So the more we see of that, the more interesting that is. So there's a lot to be said for sort of taking on board what the users are putting forward. But we do have a vision. We're not just sat there going, "You tell us." We if no ideas come forward, we have a vision.
Okay, nice. Go ahead.
And then to answer the actual the proper question is what do you guys get out of it? So you come along for the whole ride. So like I say, I'm an Appsumo user, so I understand how it works and I understand what you guys expect. I know that you're investing early. and I've seen it myself where you buy a product and like this okay, I'm going to buy this now because I might need it in 6 months or I might need it. By the time you go to use it, it's grown and it's an amazing tool, but your Appsumo package is left in the dirt and it's not grown with them. That's not us. We're going to take you guys along for as we grow and add features. You'll come along with us as costs reduce, your credits will increase. And like I said, that right now everything's structured for longevity.
Man, we need to see your face for that, man.
Yeah, can you still not see my face because I've done my hair and everything? I'm really depressed.
We can't see your face, man.
I usually look like a homeless person.
We can't see your face. For you to tell us, for us Sumolings to say, hey, go along with this ride with us. Now, I'm gonna flat out just be honest and I think my members know this about me. I don't get behind products I don't believe in. They know that. I own all of my products. And what we used to call in sales was I eat my own dog food. I'm not going to tell people here to buy tools that I don't use myself. But I got to tell you, your tool was kind of pricey. But I for some reason, like your whole guilty pleasure is, I was like, I'm going to invest in these guys because I like what you're doing right now. And like I even said when I gave a review is, yeah, I could borrow over here, borrow what they're doing, go to 11 Labs, pull some voices there, and then put this together and then create that. Or I can just have it all in one package, and that does it very well. And I think you guys do that very well. Somebody asked a question, so we'll get Perry's question here. Perry always asks good questions, right? She says, are you guys using 11 Labs for the voices? I'll let you guys answer that.
Rahul, you take this one.
Yeah, sure. So for the voices, it's not that system or any system. So the system that we have developed, it is like totally something else. And the beauty of that system is like it might be too much information, but for every given voice, it has the ability to create more than 8 trillion clones. And then, it figures out which one is going to sound best and all those stuff, and then get into it. So really the kind of quality that we are able to give for the clone voices was not possible with these solutions. If I think we were getting that ability, then LaunchPod would never have even been started like that. So it's not that or other.
So let me ask you this. Do you guys take that as a compliment when people say, hey, are you using 11 Labs? I think because 11 Labs they're the king.
So here's the thing. Right now, it's a compliment. In 6 months, it will be an insult.
We need to see your face again on that one. We need to see your face on. Man,
I've reset my camera. Do you want me to leave and try and come back, see if that works?
I mean, you could. You could try that. I don't. For some reason, it's saying I'm looking at your bandwidth, and it's just saying like your bandwidth may be too low to carry the video stream. I don't know, but that's the only thing I can think of. It can be. You can drop out and try to come back, but I mean, you're here now, so that's really weird. Did you guys, Perry? Did you hear that? That was for you, Perry. So you need to be listening. What he says is, hey, right now, being compared to 11 Labs is a. Oh my God. He said it's a compliment. Yeah, sure. We could be. We're on the level of 11 Labs. Hey, 3 to 6 months from now, maybe another 2 quarters. Hey, that'll be an insult to us. And I got to tell you, you guys, listen, you guys know I am into these tools. I own lots of tools. Everybody knows me, knows I own a lot of tools. And this is the best voice one I've heard. I'm sorry. You can say what you want to say. But yeah, that's what I'm going to say. So you guys try it out for yourself. All right, so we got a question here from my man. This is Cold Crush Media, one of my top members here. He said, any plans for African American voices? Hey, there's a lack of African American representation when it comes to voices. So now I'm available. Cold Crush is available for a small fee, right? So we'll let if you try to get some samples, man, put us out there. We want royalties in perpetuity for our voices. All right, so that's a joke, but that's a serious question. So that's the one thing that I've noticed, right? Because my audience, my audience, my target market may be African American in some instances, and I want to speak to them in that instance. But I got to use your voice cloning, so I might be able to solve that. But I'll go ahead and allow you the opportunity to answer that question. Good question, Cold Crush Media.
Okay, so I'll take it. I'll do the first half, and then Rahul, I guess you can do the second half on this. So yeah, the quick solution to that would be clone your voice.
That's the quick.
Yeah,
solution.
that's the quick solution. The truth is, right now we're building as many voices as we can get our hands on, as many accents, dialects, languages. So yeah, it's in the pipeline, but there's a lot. So yeah, it's we do have plans, but it's a complex thing.
Okay, it's a complex thing. Rahul, did you have anything to add to that? To the complexity?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, in terms of complex, like I'm already thinking how we are gonna implement a position where user can like actually publish their own voice to be used out there and get some credits for that. So that's a solution that definitely we can make some thing happen around that if it like jumps up on the roadmap and all those things. So yeah, and in terms of adding new voices, as Lauren said, we are constantly working towards add more dialects and more languages in the queue. Right now, we have like in terms of dialects, I think there are more than 150 dialects that we are able to support.
Mm-hmm.
So we are like still adding as well. Like there are way too many dialects to support.
Oh, he's back now. So now we need the things that you were going to say. We can see you now. Now do we need the things that you said on camera? We need. Let me see. What do we got? He says, "Hey, we will be." What did you say?
I said being compared to 11 labs right now is a compliment. Yeah, we genuinely take that as a compliment. But I believe in 6 months it will be an insult.
All right, cool. And you also said you were going to take us on the ride with you, right?
Yes. So I said because I'm an Appsumo user myself, and I know how frustrating that is when you buy a product and then they grow and they use the knowledge you guys give them, and they grow and they start selling it to the monthly lot, the subscribers, and they just sort of leave your package in the dirt. We have no intention to do that. As things come on, you guys will come on. And when we suss the credit system, and we know how to make the longevity real for the company, because again, the Appsumo thing is an unknown. So we're playing a safe game intentionally because we don't want to disappear in 3 months, 4 months for you guys. It would be worse. It would be worse to spend half the money but us not exist in 6 months than spend twice the money and have us for 10 years and love us as a product.
Oh, I get it, right? I get it. So now we're talking. Hey, so you guys are talking to these founders, man. They got master's degrees. They're kind of smart, right? And so this is what I tell. I mean, I got a master's degree and I got a super, I had a super big loan too to go to get. But there's things that you learn that that you get real world, and they make you think about different things. And I always say that when people come to Appsumo, I'm like, you're doing a limited this, unlimited that, and unlimited that, unlimited that. I mean, there has, because again, anytime you have a SaaS based product, right? I don't have to tell you guys this, but there's a server cost involved with that. It's SaaS. It's not like you're going to be shipping out new software. That's a shipping cost. But if you got SaaS, it becomes a server cost. It becomes the size and the data that's there, and you got to get more servers. It's a cost. How to support that in perpetuity is unrealistic if you're not thinking about that. So I can appreciate that, Mr. Lawrence. I gotta be honest with you. That's the best answer I've heard from a founder that comes and says, listen, I know you guys want more credits. I'm an Appsumo user myself. I would like more credits. But right now, for sustainability, we try to stay within our lane. And I appreciate that. But with that being said, are there going to be any packs or anything, abilities for us to possibly upgrade? And you don't have to go on the record and say that there will, but do you see a path of us saying, hey, because we may fall in love with this tool, we may say, you know what, I want to use this tool more, but I don't have enough. Is there packs that I can buy? Once you guys get a good range on the costs, is that something that you're thinking you may be able to release?
So PAX is already in the pipeline. PAX is something we're working on.
Okay.
But that's actually not the vision for the Appsumo guys.
Hmm.
The Appsumo guys is just understanding the cost and figuring out what the credits can extend to. You know, again, a lifetime user, a lifetime license. But you're essentially becoming investors in the business at this point. So we you know, it's not the same as someone buying a subscription.
Sure,
it's a very different process. So yeah, there are packs that we're planning on bringing in so people can buy credits 1 month if they don't need you know, them all the time. But for you guys, the idea is to make it worth a bit more.
So we have a question here from Merging Life and Money. She says, how much time is one credit worth? And that's almost a tricky question, but I'll let you answer that. Go ahead. You want to answer that?
Well, it is a very tricky question. So, and internally, we've really tried to stay away from like that comparison credit to time because, like I say, we're hoping to extend what that means. So one credit right now is about 1 minute, but it does depend on what you're adding in terms of the production. If you're adding music, if you're adding clone voices, if you're adding system voices. So yeah, it's. I feel like this is the politician's answer, and I'm sort of skirting around the question.
Oh, that's exactly what we need around this time over here in the U.S.
Yeah,
so be careful.
Yeah, but right now it's about 1 for 1, but it does depend on what you're producing and how you're producing it. It can go 1 for 2. Sorry, 2 for 1 the other way, so 2 credits for 1 minute, depending on what you're adding in. But yeah, I believe Rahul's probably better at maths than I am, so he's probably the guy to answer.
Did you have anything to add to that, Rahul? Or
yeah, sure. So actually, the worth of a credit in terms of time varies on a lot of things. So if you are using like a speech where the pronunciation is much slower, then of course you will get longer content. So you know, putting credits directly with the time doesn't make lot of sense, but as in varies of volume, it goes something around 1 minute.
So it is almost right now, but you're saying that's going to probably change because I noticed that if you want to do background music or you want to do intro, outro music, those take what those take an additional credit, right? An additional 3 or 4 credits or something like that.
They take additional 1 credit.
Okay, take additional 1 credit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's got to be okay. Just so we.
But like Rahul said though, the time thing is complex because if the voice is a slow voice, then you get more time because obviously it's the text that it's reading, and if it takes 5 minutes to read the text because it's a slow voice, then you get slightly longer. If it's a fast voice, that kind of thing. So it's not a direct comparison.
Oh, so you're saying, so help me out here. So you're saying if the voice takes more time to read, it's going to take more.
No, the credits stay the same. But it's just the output obviously will be slightly longer because the voice has taken longer to read the script.
Okay.
Which is why it's complex to sort of say, okay, 1 credit is worth 1 minute because it doesn't translate that simply.
Okay, great. Here's another question we have. What's the time scale for the audiobooks? I know you guys have audiobooks that's coming soon. Where are we looking at as far as the window on that? Next quarter, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? Or an estimation, right?
That's a Rahul question.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Rahul question. What we got on that, Rahul?
Audiobook is gonna be like something between 30 to 60 days. So yeah, and it's already on the roadmap. And if we get like some more votes for that, it can be even faster.
Okay, so 30 to 60 days. So at least 60 days, 45 days. All right, so that's all you have to wait. Integrity 2. That's, I mean, it's close, right? It's soon. So what is your vision on the audiobooks then? Because that sounds like that was something that came from feedback, and you guys say, oh, maybe we could answer. So what was your vision on that, the audiobooks?
I guess it was just another medium that we'd not considered. Again, because when we started this, we were podcast focused. We were like, okay, we're going to create podcasts. Right. Then when we brought in some early adopters, they came in and they were creating ads. They were creating short ads, and we never even contemplated that. Then there was a request for creating blogs. Then now audiobooks. we've had quite a few requests for website scanners and things like that. So the vision there was really just to add another medium, another way to create audio for an audience that sort of already exists. You know, audiobooks are already a thing. This way now you can create them with your own voice or without others, and the content can be written and created in one place.
Yeah, I mean that's remarkable. So let me ask you this, right? So this is, I don't know, this is a loaded question, right? But it's more of a question of, because my audience like that, my audience that follow me, they know I'm all about finding ways for us to be profitable with these tools, right? And do you see anything along the lines of us finding an opportunity to generate any revenue from it? So sure, we can do our own creatives where we do our own books, our own podcasts, our own blogs. But is there a way that you thinking maybe, okay, maybe there's an agency piece that, and what I've discovered as an agency owner, and some of my members here will attest to that, is there's people that want to put content out, but they're not technical at all. They're like, I don't want to do anything to do with technical. So I say, hey, you know what? I got a slot on my LaunchPod platform, you know, and this is what I was trying to tell some of the other founders. If I can buy additional minutes from you, then I can now host or put someone else on my platform and just buy the additional minutes from you. Because now that they're on my platform, I could charge them a recurring cost, or you could charge me recurring costs to pick up more minutes. And then now everybody's winning. Everybody's eating. I have the non-technical person that's winning. I like to say eating. They're eating, right? They're able to feed their families, right? They're non-technical, but they wanted to get their material out. I'm helping someone else. They're paying me to help them, and then I'm paying you to help me continue to do what I'm doing, and I'm paying it forward with the business. Do you see anything like that coming along the lines, or did you just like my ideal and you wrote it down and you're going to pay me a royalty on it?
Yeah, you can't see my hands because they're off screen, but I'm writing it down. No, we actually we've discussed a few ways to monetize things for the users. One is agency. We're moving more into the B2B world, so that will definitely be something that happens with that. You know, you'll be able to bring on users and share your allowances and things like that and move them around for users for sure. The other, like Rahul said, is you'll be able to create your voice or other voices and put them in essentially a marketplace.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a few sort of ideas that we're floating around, and again, they're the ones that we'll put out to you guys, and then you tell us which ones you prefer, which ones you want. We'll probably end up building them all, but you'll give us the
I like the marketplace. Cole, let me know if you know the marketplace. Cole, you're the one to say you need more African American voices.
Yeah.
If you put your voice up there, every time somebody downloads or use it, you know, I don't know, you get 1 cent or 1 cent of a cent or something like that. But you know, it's just, I don't know, it's just a way, right? It's a way you can use it, right? It's like going to the blood bank. You just keep giving blood, but you get paid. All right. So this is a good question Cole Crush had. He says, as we kind of latter part of this interview, and by the way, these are some pretty cool founders. What do you guys think about the founders? Put them in the chat. They're pretty honest, which I can appreciate. Cole Crush is like, hey, will we be able to adjust voices? Now, this is something I saw some other people that were mad about, like to a whisper or meditation or to express emotions. That's a good question. Cole Crush Media be bringing it, man. He be crushing it.
That is a good question.
Uh-huh.
I know the answer. I'm going to let Rahul take it, though.
Oh, you know the answer. You know. That's why Rahul started smiling. Rahul,
come
on, man. What we got?
I don't like to scare Rahul too much.
Yep. So this is actually the hottest topic these days with the dev team. So we are gonna bring that functionality certainly, and it won't be just you selecting the emotions. We'll be able to give you much more than that. Where not only the emotions, you will be able to select the intensity of an emotion and stuff like that for each and every section of a podcast. And yeah, so it's gonna be there. And today it's there, but it's very sort of hidden. So you
Okay.
need to generate, you need to really put it in the information while creating the podcast that this is how you want it to be. Then you have to select a voice which actually is a meditation voice. So we have seen users creating really good meditation kind of podcast. They select the right voice and select the right tone and put right additional information. They're able to generate it. But yeah, we are like as we speak, we are working on the ability to make it like more on the UI
Nice.
language.
So that answered your question. So I have a follow-up question to that is what about, are you guys thinking about making some type of editing timeline or something where we can kind of edit in, because I think one of the other complaints was I just produce it. I don't get an opportunity to kind of hear it before I download it. I just got to accept what you put together for me. Is there going to be an editing element, or is that cost prohibitive for you guys to do that? Or, and there may be, right? Because after we run it, that's some processing, some costs involved with that. So maybe or maybe a sample. You got to give me
Yeah.
something. So go
So
ahead. I'm
there's
sorry. I'll let you guys answer that.
no. It's a full question. So yeah, obviously there's some cost things there which we're aware of and working on. The truth behind it, and the reason it's not there right now, is there are two camps of people in the LaunchPod world. There are those who just want to create and push out,
Sure.
and there are the ones that want to get their hands dirty and edit a bit more, like you said, Cole, about having a whisper here or
Yeah.
an inclination here, and it's genuinely like a 50-50 divide between the ones who don't want to do that because they just want to. I want to create a podcast
Sure.
about LaunchPod.
Sure.
Send, that's it. They're happy with the output, and then there are the ones that want to get their hands dirty. So we've leaned into the first half first because it was easier to sort of
Easy
get
to
that
do.
up and
Yeah.
running. But it is something we talk about a
Now
lot.
I would be, and I don't want to know. I want to know you guys' comments here. I may put up a poll. I'd be willing to pay for that. If I want to get my hands dirty, I would be willing to pay for that. I already have the platform. It's working very nice. Now I want to get into a little bit more customization and do some different things. So maybe I pay an additional cost and you unlock some different tools for me. Again, I have a master's degree in finance. I get the numbers. So you can tell that to some of the people that don't understand it, but I get that. But is it fair? And I always thought, and I come from the rule of thumb is if I can make money from it, then I don't have a problem paying you to help me to continue making money. That to me, that's like, okay, so 1 + 2, carry to 3. Yeah, that just makes sense to me, right? So, but are you gonna create that now? Some founders says, oh, we'll create that. We'll charge you $300 a month for it. Like, wait, what? Those are the things, and keep that in mind. So those are the things that really irritate us. It's like, dude, we've been with you from day one. We've helped you develop this. We're kind of low-key beta testers on some of the new things you did, right? We gave you some ideation, some creation, and we know what they want. Still bring us along. And I think we discovered this yesterday in my live I did yesterday. We want respect too, right? And so don't try to slap us across the face with a $300 a month payment. But we're willing to get in this with you, right? If you says, hey, Jenny, you can get this for additional, $30 a month, $40 a month, something realistic, right? But don't come with the 300. I'll let you get a chance to respond to that. Go ahead.
Okay,
that happens.
You're
You're a Sumo Link, so you know. So
whoever said 300 is yeah, okay. So the truth is,
trust me, that has happened. So go ahead.
I can believe it. So the truth is I can't answer how it will look because there will be financial implications. The truth is, if it's viable to just add it for you guys, that's what we'll do. If we can't, we'll be genuine with the costs. If we'll make some money on it, that's the point, because we want some money and you guys can appreciate that we're a business.
Sure.
But we're not going to be like, okay, it costs us $10, so we're going to charge 60. Let's charge 500. We'll keep it as close to the wire as we possibly can, especially for the Appsumo guys, because like you say, you're taking a risk coming in at any point with any Appsumo offer. Like some of them don't last more than months, so there's Yeah. So and like I say, because I buy them, and I mean, like I say, it's a very guilty pleasure of mine is Appsumo. We understand that. So the truth is, if we build it, which we probably will, because I know Rahul's already got it in his mind to do. We don't know how it will look financially. If it's viable to just add in, we'll add it in to the packages for you guys as is. If there's a cost that we incur that we can't cover with the lifetime guys, we'll come up with some viable like charge for it.
Okay.
We might charge the monthly guys a lot, but not you guys.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we want you guys to survive. I mean, anybody, I'm always rooting for my founders. If I've put money out for them, especially our highest tiers, I want them to survive. Right. So I'm always rooting for them, but I want them to make good decisions. I know that you guys, just from the sounds of you guys, sound like you got, hey, we got this. We're not going to go unlimited this, unlimited that. I could probably show you a post I did today. A new tool came today. I may just show it to you just to let you know I'm not playing. A new tool came today, and they're like, yeah, at our highest tier, tier 5, you can get unlimited this, unlimited this. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Mm-hmm. And I asked the founder, I have the first question I asked him, it's the first question on it. I was like, how are you going to support unlimited this, unlimited that? Right? I don't know if he's responded yet, but it's funny. But I asked him, I always ask founders that. It's like, no, dude, I'm realistic. I'm a businessman too. Right. And it's one thing to buy a tool and you says, oh, I'll buy it. I'll deploy it today. And it becomes part of your business model and you're using it and you're doing very well with it because you have an unlimited. And then you get an email that says, hey, you got, 30 days to get everything off our server. You're like, wait, what? And you're already making, 5-10 grand a month from this tool you've introduced to your business model. And now they're out of business. Yeah. Because you got the unlimited. And it's like, what I don't like is they set these unrealistic expectations, right? And it's like, no, we can come up together. We can come up together. Go ahead.
So strange little anecdote, but I'll tell you anyway. Before I started this entrepreneurial journey, I was a buyer. So I worked in purchasing. Mm-hmm. So obviously my job was to talk to suppliers and negotiate lower costs. Just negotiate was all I did. Uh-huh. Talk, get it cheaper. And the guys at the top obviously wanted it for free. But I always used to say, look, we're in partnership with these guys. They can do it for half the price, but then they'll go bust. We need to find a price that works for both parties, right. Us and them. And that's the same. It's just economics. It's not, it's common sense.
No, so that makes sense. So let me answer a couple more questions here and then we'll get out of here. No, you guys have been great. So you guys, listen, I told you guys, I listen, I know how to pick them. There's lots of tools that come to Appsumo, but there's only so many I say, I really, really like them. Right. And you should be able to know on your Appsumo review, I gave a 5 taco. Anytime I give a 5 taco, I'm sticking my neck out there and my reputation. Right. Because so I give a 5 taco and then someone comes behind me, gives a 2 taco. Right. This is, I'm giving it a 2 taco because it doesn't have the Spanish dialect that I like. I'm like, wait, what? So you're giving it a 2? You're not. Look at the tool and what it does. You don't have to go here to get that. You don't have to get this. You have everything in one place. And the voice is fantastic. They're growing. The voices are only going to get better. Nope, 2 tacos. I'm like, dude, get out of here. Right. And so I told you guys, LaunchPod, it's a little, and they know it, it's a little pricey, right? But it's a pricey for a reason. So now you understand that. I would rather spend that amount now and you guys be around 4 or 5 years from now. Definitely if I've already started integrating it into my business practice, and using it more and I'm making money off of it. It's like, duh. Yeah. We have something on that, Lawrence, or?
Well, I just the review things. Yeah, the 2 tacos and things like that. It's obviously it's upsetting to us, but it's strange in some of the reviews we get because it's so obscure. Some of the things we get told about, like you say, we don't have a Mexican variant of XYZ, and we're like, look, guys, there's millions of like inclinations and tone differences and. The way his voice works. We haven't covered them all. We haven't. Right. We're working on it, but yeah, it's.
I think that's the exciting part. It's like, man, I want to be along for the ride. I want to be along when you have, you have 40 voices, then you got 140, then you got 340. It's like, man, I've seen this company grow, and I was a part of it. I remember when they first started out. That's what I want to see. But I got to tell you, it is a fantastic tool. I like the fact that the audiobook is dropping in the next 60 to 90 days. I think we have another question here as we kind of get out of here. Merging life and money. I mean, isn't that really what it's about? Merging life and money. I'm a podcaster with 4 shows a month, average length 45 to 60 minutes. What am I missing with the pricing? I don't know if I fully understand that question. So you say you have 4 shows a month, average length, so that's 4 hours in length. What am I missing with the pricing? And I don't know if I understand it. If you can be a little bit more clear on the merging life and money, what I would do, this is what I would do, right? If you're one of my coaching clients and I was working, I said, listen, you're not going to be able to do them all, right? I wouldn't even actually, if I have that many podcasts and I enjoy doing podcasts, I would still continue to do them, but I would create a whole nother show just based off of that and then just do it off the AI. I wouldn't try to do all of my shows off of LaunchPod. Am I crazy in thinking that, or what would you guys, what do you say to that? What do you guys?
Well, we'd love you to do all your shows on LaunchPod. No, but I think, yeah.
Well, I say that because you probably can't afford it. I don't think, so as I look at it here, I mean, you can't, go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I'm just thinking, I'm thinking in terms of.
So that would be 480 credits. That's 4 hours. She would have enough to do for.
Yeah, you could do it on the top tier.
On the top tier for 400. Okay, so use my link and pay for it and get the top tier. I just put my link in there. So if you want to get it, but no, my point. Go ahead and finish, Lawrence. You were going to say something.
So it was that really. Obviously, we'd love you to do all your podcasts on LaunchPod. That's why we're in existence. You can do it on the top tier. There's enough credits to do what you talked about in the question.
Sure.
I think just on Jenny's point though, that's all your podcasts on AI creation, and it's a new process right now. I don't mean from us. I mean in terms of audiences accepting it, people listening to it. So yeah, I would start with one and
what I would do.
The rest out.
This is what I would do, right? Because you're part of my channel, you're part of my growth syndicate. I'm trying to grow business owners. Man, I would wait on that audiobook, because the audiobook you can get away with, because the audiobook doesn't have to be your voice. And this software, LaunchPod, has some darn good narration voices. They have one on there. The guy's like, yes, and the wind blew. I was like, wait, what? And when I did my first book, right, probably 5-6 years ago, I did my first book, and I had to hire, right, this is before all of this, I had to hire a person to do the voice for my audiobook inside of Amazon's thing, whatever it is. So I had to go through, I had to listen to these different people, I had to interview them. I think this was 6 or 7 years ago. And I had to literally go through and pick out the best voice narrator, right? And I remember going through that entire process. Now I don't have to go through that entire. And they wanted a cut. They wanted a piece of the pie. And what I did was, no, you could pay them up front, right? But you don't know how much money you're going to make from it, so you can pay them up front. And I opted to do a split with them, not a large split, but a split, because if I do a split with them, then they're going to push the book as well, right? That was my thinking. Hey, they can push the book as well. So that's what I did, but I don't have to do that anymore. So anyway, yeah. So as we kind of wrap up and get out of here, I think Cole Crush was saying something about it would be cool creating commercials. Yeah, that's not hard to do right now with it. That's not hard to do. But I know Cole Crush, he's a creative kind of guy. So if you had your people that want to do it, just do it automatically, or your creative side, he's going to give you that creative side. Jenny, what is a hack pack with LaunchPod? I didn't even give it a name. I think I was mixing it with my hero.fm right? I was mixing it with that. I think I don't know what pack I gave it, but you can't miss with that combo because Hero allows you to do all these different things. So I do have a Hero lifetime deal. I'll probably put that in. You mix that Hero lifetime deal with this lifetime deal, golden, right? And I may do that and show you guys actually how to make money from that. If I get enough comments below, or if you guys want me to do that for you, I'll do that. But this launch pod is definitely something that all right, so let's kind of get you guys out of here. So how long can you say how much longer you guys will be here? Maybe an estimation so we'll know. Maybe we're trying to get our money together so we can get a tier 5, right?
In Appsumo, you mean?
Yeah, in Appsumo, yeah.
I believe it's the end of this month. We come off. So it's not on us in terms of we don't control that. So Appsumo kind of
depends on how it does. So if you
well,
guys
they pull the strings on this. So basically, what happens is because we're a select product.
Sure.
They basically they put time limits on it all because obviously they run campaigns in the background for everything. And I think it's a 30-day campaign, which we're about halfway through now.
All right, so you guys don't tell me this, right? So here's what I would do, right? And I can't tell people how to spend their money, right? And there's things sometimes I want to reach to a tier 5. Sometimes I'm like, man, sometimes I want to reach to a tier 5, and I look at my wallet, I only got tier 2 tier 2 money. What I will do is I will get half of it now, and I'll put the other half. I'm giving you guys some. I'll put the other half, like I'll come back and I'll get the other half, and I'll put it in my shopping cart and save for later. And then when I get paid again, I'll just buy the other half. I don't know why anybody shouldn't be able to think of that, but that's something that I do. A lot of people's like, oh, Jenny, you got all these revenue streams and all that. I only have so much allocated to tools, right? I still have other businesses to run, right? So I don't know. This is a good question. I definitely want to make sure I get this. Are AI voices monetizable with ads on Spotify? That's a darn good question. From
so you mean
Tampa Bay. Hey, don't come with this Tampa Bay stuff, man. Nah.
You mean are they commercially usable?
Yeah. So Cold Crush talked about creating commercials or jingles.
Yeah.
And then this person's like, hey, what if I did create a commercial or jingle? Is it monetizable on Spotify? Yes. That's a good question.
So yeah, the output's yours. You own it, the rights to it, the voice, the whole thing. So yeah.
You heard it?
That was an easy answer, wasn't it?
That was an easy answer. Now, let me ask you this. You may or may not know. I'm just asking you. Did I use an 11 Labs voice to do the same thing? Do they have the same rules? Or do you know? You don't have to answer that, but I'm just wondering. I don't
know is the honest answer. Okay. I would imagine it's similar because it's each output's different, but I don't know. You'll have to find that out.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering. I'm not, because you guys' voice, man. Raul kind of messed me up now because he's like, yeah, we kind of repeat stuff. The realism in that voice, I'm going to put that to the test, right? So I'm letting you know now, right? I have a tier 4. I'm letting everybody know now. I am going on the record. I am going to get a tier 5. I'm going to go up one more tier before they leave. I just want to have the best, and I don't know if they'll ever come back. If you guys buy it and then leave a review, Appsumo, if they see the juice on it, they may extend them. I don't know. I've seen that before, right? Because they're trying to hit certain marks. They're like, hey, we brought your tool. It didn't do that well. Jenny's the only person that gave it a 5 taco. So, no, I'm being funny. So you guys have any more last minute questions before I ask the founders here to kind of give us their last words on what they want to do? I'm excited, man. Where do you see LaunchPod in the next, I don't know, since we're in the AI realm, where do you see them in the next year? I used to say the next 5 years. Since it's AI, I say, hey, what do you see them in the next year?
I mean, that's the scary thing. I'll pass this over to Rahul in a minute, but for us, I think, automation will be a bigger part of it. So, more streamlined. You'll be able to sort of say, this is my podcast. I would like this to be the topic. I want it to schedule each week, and this is what I want it to do. And then you just leave it to run in the background. And you pick the channels you want to post it to, and it just takes care of it. That's touchable now, to be honest, guys. Like that's something.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So, gosh, I just had a thought, man. I just came up with 2 more revenue streams. I did, honestly, while you saying that. With that being said, and I'm going to let Raul answer here. Do you think that with AI, and I think a lot of people are saying, hey, AI is it's replacing people and all this other stuff. You're putting so much power in our hands to just create a whole nother persona, right? I could, because like characters, if you're a good character developer, character narratives and stuff like that, that's kind of how it's done on TV. Like you have an actor, I want you to play this character. We're moving to that realm where you can create a book series, right? Not like a Harry Potter series or, quote unquote. I mean, that's not trademark for me to say Harry Potter series. It's the whole concept of creating a book series of a like Harry Potter type series. You can actually create that with this. Do people know that, Lawrence?
I don't know.
That wasn't what you were supposed to say. You were supposed to say, I don't think they know because you have that power in their hands. They have that power in their hands. That's what you were supposed to say.
Okay, well, I don't think they do know. But I don't know. Yeah, I've just, I've ruined your moment. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good. Raul, did you have anything? Because I'm going to ask you guys, and what we do here is we want you to squeeze every last piece of juice out before you finish. So, Raul, did you have anything to add? Do you have a vision where you guys are going to be in a year from now? You don't know? Or, hey, man, we're going along for the ride. I want you to take us with you. Me and Cold Crush, because I think me and Cold Crush, I don't know if Perry purchased it and Stuart, he's on here, but Stuart be like, I don't know, right? But I know Cold Crush, his creative mind is off the charts. So we're here for the ride. Do you have anything, Raul?
Yeah, sure. So the first thing, we would love to take you all guys along with us on the ride, definitely. And the second thing is the things that we are talking here right now, that Launchpad itself doing your analytics for you and customizing your next podcast, publishing it for you, and creating the entire revenue stream and all those things. Those stuff is really achievable if you guys give us sufficient upvotes and item for that on the roadmap. We're gonna make it happen for you. So just stay true to that. So the idea is we do have the capabilities to make all that happen, but we just want this product to be developed along with the people and for the people. So we are gonna stick with the people.
All right. So my guy, Cold Crush, he knows the rules here. You got to give us some juice. I'm going to put you on the camera on your here. Lawrence, give us some juice. Give us some juice. What is it that you think about the industry, the podcasting industry? Not only that, which is changing, but what can you give us that we can look forward to as far as the future of going on this ride with you guys and LaunchPod? Go. What do you got?
So I actually think it's going to be more than podcasts. I think it's going to be more than audiobooks. I think it's audio in general. I think that's going to just be the next medium that's used. I think you'll be able to create, a bit like Jenny was saying, characters and profiles that people recognize, and it will become massive in like implementing your brand. I honestly think audio's the future of where this is going, because people's attention spans, they're not reading things anymore. They're not engaging with text like they used to. Videos are sort of playing out now. Audio's usable across any kind of platform. So I think audio for everyone in terms of AI is where it's going to be. But for us, I think we're going to see a lot more education. Like people will be able to get their ideas and the thought processes out and more succinct and just shared with a wider audience a lot faster and a lot easier. I think that's where we're going.
Nice. I did. I am. It's funny. It's funny. I'm looking here. Gold Crush is like tier 4, babe. I'm telling you. So, and I'll make this statement for the last time. They are pricey, but they're pricey for a reason. And what I'm gonna give you some more facts. Their voice is off the chain good. right? So Raul's like, what does off the chain mean, right? Is that what you mean, Raul? Do you know what off the chain mean?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah. Raul said, oh man, don't, I know what off the chain mean. No, so it is very, very good. I think this is one of the, every now and then a tool comes along. I think I even said that in my review. Every now and then a tool comes along, you're like, this may be that tool. And there's tools that I tell people to get, and then we'll come back 6 months later. I said, you guys got that, right? Because now you can add that tool with this. That's the same thing I did about Hero.fm, which by far is the best podcasting platform out here to put these AI generated tools on. And everybody said, I don't know. Now everybody's beating me up about it, right? They're like, you didn't tell me. This is going to be that same tool. Mark my word, right? Let me put myself on the screen here, right? Let me put myself here on the screen. This is going to be that tool. LaunchPod is going to be that tool that you'll say, you know what? Jenny told me to get that tool. And because the way the deal is structured, I'd say at least a tier 3 to be able to make some moves with it, right? At least a tier 3. LaunchPod is going to be that tool. I met the founder here, Lawrence, met Raul, co-founder. They have 5 founders, all met in a graduate program. These are my type of guys, very smart thinking. Voice is good on the program. I'd say take them out for a test drive. Hey, you guys have been great. Digital Growth Hacks Club. Thank you guys for joining me for this hour packed. We're meeting here with the LaunchPod founders. You need to take this tool out. I'm telling you. I don't know if they're going to be around. They say they only got about 2 more weeks left. I'm not really sure. But if you do, take them out and just be honest. Give them an honest review. Help them out. Their Discord channel is fire. They're always in there trying to get ideas from everyone. So you guys have been great. Take care. Until next time. Goodbye for now.